Okay, so it's about around 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just surprised the day has flown by so fast. And the day was kind of crappy for me, to tell you the truth. My health condition that I was in the ER for 3 times with, it came back. Again, I didn't go to the ER this time. I mean, 3 times, I pretty much got the score of what that is going to be. I'm still pretty much none the wiser on what's causing it and what to do about it and what to avoid doing, what to do, anything. But, and I've already taken 3 courses of, 3.5 courses, of antibiotics, so I have another one left over. So, anyway, more on that in another video. In this one, during the day, I wrote down something I had been thinking about, and I think I mentioned it in one of my videos. It was about when, and I have this vague memory from when I was young, and like a kid, maybe, teenager, I don't know, sometime. So long ago, I can't remember the details, but it was something about this topic, and there was something big going on, and the adults were talking about it, or whether it was on TV, I don't remember, really. But it's when, there's kind of like a warning or something, of when somebody tells you, and this is the video is about, is to forget all that you had learned in the past and just listen to what they have to say. That person, they being that one person. Okay? And like I said, it was so long ago, I wish I could remember at least little bits of it. But I had, it was this year that I run across someone like this. If I mention it, it's that doctor. The one that I truly don't trust. I mean, some of the stuff that this guy said gives me the heebie-jeebies. And, real mature word for it, heebie-jeebies. Serious. Oh my goodness, just some of the stuff was so weird. Like that whole thing of forget all that you learned in the past and just listen to what he has to say about it. No, man. I mean, I'm older than he is, by not too many years, but probably 6 or 7 years. And he practices like in my view, I'm not a healthcare provider, so I really don't have the credentials to say what it is that he does, besides giving me the heebie-jeebies. But I feel this way still, that he practices an old kind of medicine and uses the old kind of medications for it. And I can say old because, like I said, I'm older than him, and I've been through these before. Some of them I have heard of, and they're not good. They were like the old ones. I mean, I'm taking one of them that's been around for a long time, probably as long as I am old. But it's been trying true. And somewhere recently, it's creepy. This is creepy too. And I heard that it's been recalled, and I'm like, I don't think so. I definitely would have been one that they told that it's recalled, because I've been on it so long, and my pharmacist was really good about that. Yeah, there was a medication I was on that was recalled, and before anyway. That is an old medicine. I have been on it for 25 years. It was really weird during the day. I said, how long has it been since I, on something else? And I said, it must have been at least 25 years ago. And I did the math, started thinking, I said it was this year. Did the math, and it was 25 years. Exactly. Like this month. Sometime around this month, 25 years ago. So, anyway, somewhere. But anyway, that whole thing, Now, think about all the doctors I have seen in my past. Okay, and all these doctors that I've seen, to get back to this part, have told me, these are, when I was first diagnosed with one of, this whole original, my main health problem issue, which is a rare one, this was in California, and I've been to doctors from California, say all the way down to Florida, many points in between. Healthcare professionals, many points in between. Never have I ever seen what I've seen probably the last 10 years, unbelievably bad healthcare providers. I don't call them professionals. I'm weary of calling them healthcare providers, because they're not really providing me anything. Like I said, none the wiser. And pretty much, and care, where's that? And the health thing, it seems more like political that they're practicing. So, and I am not being sarcastic. This is my opinion. This is what I experienced with them. It is unbelievable. So anyway, but just think of all the ones past prior, that don't have such huge egos. That were just stating, this is medical, and this is what I'm saying. This is how I practice, this is what it is, and this is what your health condition is, this is what you need to do about it, and this is the kind of medication you take for it, and watch out for this, that, and the other. Ones that really practice medicine. And then they clued you in on what you, like I just said, even what to watch for. It wasn't all about them. And your insurance card dangling dollar signs off of it. Man, I miss those days. But anyway, so all the things that I learned, especially like one of them, and which ones, one of them especially, like I said, is one I've been taking for 25 years, is you have to eat a certain way with it. Or this, that, and the other could have happened. And I had a niece that was on it first, not first, but also, and she was the one that can't take it because of that same problem. Okay, and I know I can't take it a different way they do it, like double up. I can't do that because it causes me that problem. If I do, these are the kinds of things that you learn from your past. I'm not a medical. Remember, nothing I say in this is any form of advice. Never is. No matter what video. Never, ever do I give advice. Ever. I'm saying ever. Anyway, but there's certain medications that I had to learn how to take, when to take, adjust it to my own, my own way my body responds to it. I have to do it that way. The same thing with the insulin I take. I just started taking last year. It took me a year, give or take, to find the exact combination with my medications and when to take these and when to take those, and my supplements, my vitamins, my this. Yeah, it's a juggling act for me. It might not be for anybody else, but because of my rare health condition, I have to do that. So I had to learn from these different people that I spoke to what to take, and all that, and then adjust it myself. So I learned from them and I learned from me. And this doctor's saying for me to forget all that I learned in the past and all that I've done, and just listen to him and to him tell me. And the first thing he told me was exactly the opposite of what the actual maker, the pharmaceutical company, has told me myself. When I had called before, ever knowing this person existed, called myself and asked them about it, and the advice, not the advice, but what they told me they have for this medication. Come on. Who are you going to find any better besides the actual pharmaceutical company that makes this medication in the line that they have for people to call into? Seriously. I'm telling you, this guy, he's one that hates, he hates pharmacists, and we should not speak to pharmacists. How dare you speak to anybody but me? Oh, I laugh because it's just so, now that's what I'm saying. I heard about this since I was a child, and there was a name for it, not narcissist. Okay, and there was another name. maybe it was diagnosed differently back then, and that was an example that I just heard all these adults talk about. That was an example of that kind of behavior. Maybe it was just abuser. Someone who's abusive. They want to take your mind and make it to where they're this god of everything, and then you're supposed to believe them so they can do what? I've only mentioned recently that, well, it might not have been on this channel, about what better job for someone who's, this is sarcasm, I don't really think this is a good, anyway, listen. Somebody who's a psychopath or a sociopath, and they want to stay out of jail, out of prison, but they still want to practice being pure evil and do harm to people. What better job for them? Sarcasm. There should, my experiences, I have run across some I am frightened of. This one I say gives me the heebie-jeebies. I am frightened of this man. Seriously. The way he practices, and I don't mean just the old medicine, just the things he said to me, and calling me at home, and he wants to forget about your past. Well, I had, at the time, 3 witnesses. And when I was telling him how the cow ate the cabbage, and I let him rip. Man, I let her rip. 2 of them were externs, and they call them externs, not interns, and then Adam was there. He was just sitting there in awe. I told that guy, I said, I am not going to forget my past. I'm a mild-mannered person, so I went on with it. I said, I learned from my past. And the guys just sitting there like, it's just pure evil, I'm telling you. Just the whole feeling that I got, it's like, some people would say the vibes. I wouldn't really. But yeah, it was also, like that, some people say what is it? Like some people say narcissistic stare, or, there's other ones like that. But to me, it's just the sinister. I just see it as so sinister with that person, and I know that feeling is just so, I would say, like survival, being in survival mode, and seeing that this person's not right at all, not right. And to tell me to forget about my past and just listen to what he has to say. So he knows more than all the pharmacists I've spoken to, all the doctors, all the internal medicine, the endocrinologists, the people that back in the day when these people actually practiced medicine and not politics, the hospitals, all the people in all these years, he and only he, and the pharmaceutical company, don't forget that, he knows more than all of them. You see, yeah, I know you did see the name of my channel, right? But no, there's more to it than that. More. And by the way, when I say that, I think of a narcissist as somebody so involved in himself he doesn't see anybody else. He's not sitting there plotting and planning, but, but what I meant was, yeah, he could be. Anybody can have the whole dark triad, my goodness, what can I speak? Dark tetrad, along with it. But there's another way to look at it. It says, well, with somebody who just has the narcissistic behaviors, be doing all that, or are they just so involved in themselves they just really don't see anybody around them? They don't even take them into consideration. None of that. You see what I'm saying? I wanted to put that in before I forgot. But anyway. Yeah, I see that my video did this weird thing of turning, oh well, whatever. Anyway, let's see some other stuff I wrote down. The whole thing about, the title was the whole thing about forget all that you've learned in the past and just listen to me. That whole thing. It's people who think that way. It's scary. It is. It's frightening. It's like major red flags and flashing neon lights and like a railroad crossing signals, all that kind of stuff. So, anyway. And then also, not just him. Remember that one in October? If you were watching me or listening to me back then. I went to one in October, and it was pretty strange. I looked up online for that type of person, and I found her name, and I called, and she said that she basically has, she wants to meet the people. Well, the first thing she said was a red flag, and I just didn't listen, didn't pay enough attention. What is the word? I just looked beyond it. Was that she said, she jumped on me practically, said, how did you get this number? I said, I looked it up, I looked up this, that, and I told her what I searched for. She said, well, I purposefully kept it off the internet. I don't think you can, but anyway, I don't think she has that much power as she thought she did in anything. But, anyway, so I went down there because I had a health problem. I needed to see somebody, like, right away. It was another infection, and I have infections, like, unbelievable. And I needed to see somebody. Anyway, so I went there to meet her, and she was the only person. There was somebody delivering something there, and he left. And she was the only person in the office. She didn't have any staff. It was a really tiny, kind of cramped, cornered office and everything. And she had her, the few things that she needed there. And she was older than I am. Anyway, so when I went there, she started talking to me, and she said things like American doctors are stupid, and that they're just trying to sell us, get our money. And basically, I'll paraphrase all of the rest, but her words were, American doctors are stupid. And then she went on from there. But my paraphrase of what she said is that basically that she was there to let all of us know, all of the people like me who have been told they have this rare health condition, that it does not exist. Well, the NIH would beg to differ. Okay, a lot of what I read about it is on the is by NIH. Okay, and I'm like, that's important to other places too. What I'm going to say about them. But she knew more, and she wasn't from this country. And people asked me, when I told about this, she said, what country is she from? And she didn't know that there's some significance, so I wouldn't know, if there's some significance to that. Medical was not my area. And, so anyway, she was another one of those with that whole sense of herself as being so above everybody else. And she was here to clue us all in. And I went home and read even more of the reviews on her. I didn't read many, I didn't have much time. And people were saying that she was very prejudiced. And so, yeah, I would say, yeah, all American doctors are stupid. To her. Anyway, there was that one. And then, let's see. Then I had a doctor, the one that quit in 2020, he and his nurse practitioner both resigned or quit or whatever because of 2020. You know what I'm talking about. And he and his nurse practitioner, they always added zingers at the end of the appointment. And I've been through so many. But he was one that hated pharmacists. The first time I ever experienced that. I told that story about me telling him, do not triangulate me into your beef with pharmacists. You have a problem with the pharmacist, you talk to the pharmacist. If the pharmacist has a problem with you, he speaks to you. I'm not in the middle of all this. I'm just listening to what either one of the so-called professionals are saying. And he didn't like it. Anytime he came back, he said, he tried to get me, prescribe me the medication that the pharmacist said that I was allergic to. Okay? And I knew that I was allergic to because it took me 2.5 years to figure it out. And when I did figure it out, well, it was after I saw more than, I quit counting at 21 healthcare providers I had seen over 2.5 years. I quit counting it after 21, meaning I saw more than 21. And none of them suggested my problem was about me being allergic to a medication, but I figured it out myself. That's not my job. None of this is my job. None of this is my place in this world. I do not know better than, I shouldn't know better than health care providers, but I've seen the world I live in, the people I've seen, I have to figure it out myself because they're not going to figure it out. They're not going to spend the time, or it's a political thing, whatever the crap it is with them, that's wrong. If I have said this before, if I had sued all of them all these years, I'd be a billionaire, man. Seriously. It is sick. It's not in a good way. It's just a horrible thing that none of them, and then there's this pawn in the game, and just a pawn in their game crap and all. I did a video earlier. Did I mention this? And I put it on private because I was just letting it out. It's on the first one. I've done plenty of them during this time. My channel's supposed to be about you. You don't hear me really upset, so anyway. Let me look at but yeah, that one, so these three. And, you see, I don't want to put that out there. I do not want to put it out as though that this is the problem, but this would be, I'm putting out there, this is the truth. All of these seem to not like American doctors. I should say, all three of these are rather prejudiced against Americans. And that does not mean one ethnic group. Okay, when I read those reviews for that one woman, the pictures, they have their little icons and everything, various, okay? See, I really don't want to say that all three of these were from 3 different countries, but the doctor that I mentioned, not the one that quit in 2020, but the new one, first time I met him, he said that Adam's people, Adam grew up in a country across the globe, that his people are sneaky. I mean, what an introduction, right? So, speaking of Adam, I'm thinking I'm hearing him make noises. It's after midnight. Anyway, it's after 1 by now. Let's see, so, I'm not even going to name the countries they're from, okay. I know them, but I'm not going to name them. And, but I don't think that's necessarily the case for all. Seriously. The, one of them that she really irked me, I should add her into this 4. She and I are the same ethnic group, about the same age. And everything, and she just has, she's very, I would say kind of histrionic, and she's pretty, she was the one that told me that if I didn't take these medications, she gave me one, then about 20 minutes later she gave me another one, that she would call an ambulance and have them take me to the hospital. And I did mention that I did check on all that, and with the appropriate people, and I was told that would be kidnapping, because I knew that would be kidnapping. I knew it would be. But I'm not in any, I had experience, had an OPC somebody, So I don't know if anything's changed since then, so that's why I asked the appropriate person. And I mean, there's so much more to that. I am not law enforcement, I am not criminal justice, none of that. So, anyway. So Don't take my word on it. Could be different by now. It wasn't too long ago. That was October too. I left from that woman's, the one that said all American doctors are stupid. I went back to the one that I was before. I'd seen this woman. That practice was the doctor that had left. Doctor and his nurse had left in 2020. This woman remained there. I had seen her, I think, one time. Is the one that tried to, gave me those pills and threatened to call the, you see how they're kind of tied together. But there's even more to it than that. Oh my goodness. But anyway, there's a part I really haven't even told, seriously, the most recent one. But it was one that told me something about my health condition I've had. I'm 60 years old. I've had it since I first knew about it. But I first recognized something was different when I was in elementary school. Okay? I mean, especially by the time I was 10, in 5th grade, yeah, I knew something was different. I was always showing symptoms. In 7th grade, my 7th grade social studies teacher, she put it on a film telling the class, not pointing at me, but I figured it out. So, but this guy's telling me something, and he said it's not that rare. It's actually common. And I'm like, this guy's an idiot. I don't think I want to hear it. Because I can read myself, and the NIH again might beg to differ because I read it on their. Oh, but I was first informed of how rare it was in 1998. And, nope, it's not that common. He was trying to put off. But overall, what I'm trying to say, not just what I'm trying to say, but, I mean, the people who want you to not know, forget your past, forget what anybody else ever told you. Don't listen to, this whole thing of them saying don't listen to, two of them, to talk to pharmacists, getting angry that I would dare to speak to a pharmacist. The pharmacists give consultations here. I don't know about where you are, but they do here. On the medications. They have it right there up front. If you need a consultation, I think it's even in everything they send out too. So yeah.